What's up, y'all? This is Brix from Brix Fitness, and today we're going to discuss 3 very important principles of weight training. The first and most important principle, in my opinion, is form. If you're new to weight training, the first thing that you should be focusing on before you start adding on weights is to perfect the form. So you want to do a lot of high repetition sets with low to medium weight, where you can actually control the weight and burn the form into your nervous system. You do that by doing high repetitions. You want to give your body as much practice as you possibly can, so that you can program the movement into your subconscious, so that you no longer even have to think about performing proper form. Form is super important because, first and foremost, it will take you a long way in preventing injury. Very easy to get injured when you're dealing with free weights. So focus on form first and foremost. So the second principle is mobility / flexibility. When you work on your mobility, it gives your body the elasticity that it needs to actually perform the repetitions in a full range of motion. So for instance, if you have bad shoulder mobility, if your range of motion is limited, when you're doing bench presses or other lifts, you're putting yourself more at risk. It's super important to stretch. I know a lot of us, we neglect stretching. I'm guilty of this myself. So make sure that you work on your mobility and your flexibility. This is super important. The third point that I wanted to speak about was resistance, which is after you've mastered your form, after you've worked on your mobility and your flexibility, now it's time for you to start loading the weight on. Only lift weights that you can control with perfect form and that you can execute reps with full range of motion. Well, if that's applicable to your specific lift or your specific goals. Research how you should be training, but you definitely won't see any change in your strength or in your body if you are not progressing with the weight. So you have to progressively start adding weight to your lifts in order to see changes in your body. So if you're new to weight training, you want to follow these 3 principles in order. First and foremost, form is the most important. Second is flexibility and mobility. And third is weight, which is your resistance. So you don't want to worry about resistance and you don't want to worry about adding weight if your flexibility is not in order and if your form isn't perfected. So it's super important that you follow these principles in order.